Hello everyone, this is Krotek coming at you, giving you game 1 in a series. And yes, this is a brand new series taken from ESL. It is going to be Tho against Infi once more. Yeah, that last series, human versus human, one of the best human versus human series I've ever get to cast. And then another final stage with the same exact players. So, looking forward to this best of series as things are now getting underway. Gonna go ahead and speed things up to 4 times speed. As we can see that we are on Echo Isle, Tho spawning as the blue human on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Infi spawning as the red human on the top right. I am expecting an Archmage versus Archmage matchup, and I'm really curious as to how these players will really want to try and play this. It really seems like none of these players I really wanted to go for that, economic advantage, but this is Echo Isle, a map that we didn't play last time, and Echo Isle is very, very specific in that there is a very easy to take expansion that is actually further than your opponent, than your bases, the full cross spawn as opposed to the full diagonal, as opposed to just the straight left and right. Now, Militia are going to make short work of that Renegade Wizard off over here. Archmage going to be seen at level 1. You can see the Troll Shadow Priest already picked up very, very quickly as a Period of Vitality picked up by the Archmage. Very, very useful. Is the Water Elemental going to be microed back in time? No, it is not. So that Water Elemental will get taken down. So no little bit of extra damage there, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter very much, as both sides pretty much finish at the same exact point. Only difference between the two so far, Archmage has a Pendant of Energy, meanwhile the Archmage of Infi has a Period of Vitality. What's more important, mana or hit points? We'll go ahead and see. This game is a 1-game sample set, and it absolutely means everything. I of course kid. Situationally, both of those items are extremely good, and we'll see how that item in this particular game affects the outcome. Now, what is going to be going down off over here? The Archmage now making his way down over here. May try to clear out this 533 creep camp, but Tho is keeping track of it fairly well. Militia are now making their way down, so it is going to be a quick Militia clear here by Infi, as the Ogre Magi now finding out that there's a Water Elemental standing right behind them. That Water Elemental not doing any damage. Oh, they're finally deciding to do a little bit of splish splash on that Ogre Magi. It will get taken down. Archmage will get to level 3, as you can see. Claws of Attack +6 now added. Meanwhile, Troll Trapper going to give level 3 to Tho here. Gloves of Haste now added to Tho. So things are pretty even in every sense of the word, except Infi now going to go ahead and try and creep out this creep camp here. Now the big drop on this creep camp is going to be that +2 tome. If the Archmage is able to steal it, no steal there. I believe that was a Tome of Knowledge +1 to every single stat, so that Archmage deals a little bit more damage. Yeah, deals a little bit more damage, has a little bit more hit points, and has a little bit more base mana. As you can see, the Water Elementals are pretty much just falling apart left and right. All right, there goes another Abolish Magic. You can see that this Water Elemental now trying to run for the hills here. Tho now going to make its way over. See that there is an Arcane Tower here. Going to be able to easily cancel that, as Infi now makes his way back over. Archmage now drops an additional Water Elemental. Was he the one? Nope, he did not have the... He has the Period of Vitality. Archmage takes down the Water Elemental there, gets a little bit more experience, as a new Water Elemental going to be placed down here by Tho in just a moment. If Tho picks up this Troll Shadow Priest, things could get very, very dicey, and yes, it does. Tho now has 2 Water Elementals to Infi's 1, but as long as he can keep the Shadow Priest alive, it's gonna... Nope, not gonna make a difference at all. It's just gonna be free experience, as there is still 2 Troll Shadow Priests off over here. He must have picked one up from the other side of the map. Yes, no, that's a Troll Berserker. My bad. 2 Troll Berserkers and 1 Troll Shadow Priest. That Troll Shadow Priest, relatively low on mana, low hit point footman, may run all the way back here. Troll Shadow Priest still has a fair bit of mana in the bank, ready to go, as the Archmage now in a little bit of trouble. Back down over here, you can see that Infi was trying to perhaps steal this extra Troll Shadow Priest, but unable to do so. No, wait, no, Infi did grab the extra Troll Shadow Priest. So Infi now running around, and he somehow dodges the army of Tho. Wow, just over the hills and through the woods, so to speak. the army does not spot Infi's additional Troll Shadow Priest. Now, we are teching the... Well, I gotta believe we're teching the tier 2 since we don't see expansions anywhere. Both sides teching the tier 2. The timing on those expansions, surprisingly, Infi is slightly ahead, even though he tried to start building an expansion here on the bottom right-hand side of the map. Now, what that tells me is that Tho should have a slightly larger army. Let's take a look. 38 over 42 compared to 35 over 48. Economically speaking, and in terms of army sizes, their bases are pretty much negligible in terms of differences. The only real difference that you're going to spot right now is a level 4 Archmage versus a level 3. And that level 3 Archmage is just 6 experience away, so it is going to be extremely close as the Troll Shadow Priest, yep, there you go, feeding level 4 to that Archmage in pretty much a New York second. Or New York minute, sorry, New York second. How much faster is a New York second? New York minute. Anyways, Archmage now making his way back over there to the left. You can see the Archmage waiting to heal back up, not picking up a Scroll of Regeneration, has a replenishment potion, and that's going to be used pretty well here in just a second. Meanwhile, the Footmen off to the north here, they're all pretty much healed up, ready to go, and oh, one Footman pretty much not getting the memo that you should not take damage while you have that Scroll of Regeneration down, and now Infi is going in for the short game. All right, short game being pretty much confirmed here. Now you can see Tho is pretty much now running through the hills, trying to get back home. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire? All those Footmen so close together. So much damage added in just a second there. As you can see, Abolish Magic quickly melting away Tho's front line of Water Elementals. Remaining units now trying to run back here. Water Elementals don't really care that they're going to be dealing damage against those Troll Berserkers, better than trying to deal damage to defended Footmen. As the Archmage now may try to push through again. All right, there's a Breath of Fire once more. It looks as though, oh, Archmage going to go ahead and deny that. Tome of Strength being left behind, and even the Archmage does not bother to read. Nope, decides to pick up the book finally. All right, Water Elementals here. They should at least be attacking something. Yeah, there you go, finally attacking something. Meanwhile, down over here on the bottom left, Tho does have this expansion up. If Tho can get his long-term game through and through, he's going to be in a very good spot, but right now, he is not in a good spot, as you guys can imagine. You can see that the Water Elementals are just trying to push their way through, and the army here is just rather small. Not much that can really be done. 35 over 50. So Stormbolt onto Troll Shadow Priest. 5-second stun, followed by a follow-it-up Focus Fire. Quickly takes that down. As we can see, the Mountain King perhaps trying to get lined back up. Pendant of Energy may be the difference there, as that Mountain King has plenty of mana for 4 more Stormbolts, maybe even more, adding in the additional time it takes for that regeneration, even with the Breath of Fire, as the Panda now looking very, very strong. There is the call to arms, but it may be too little, too late. The damage has really already been added up there. Militia after militia getting taken down. 30 over 60 supply compared to 40 over 48. The majority of that is all in casters, as the Panda now gets to level 2. And Archmage here with double Claws of Attack plus 6 and a Pure of Vitality. Very, very beefy indeed. All right, Panda now trying to get in a position here. There's a Breath of Fire. Archmage, Troll Berserker going to get taken down. There it goes. Panda still has plenty of hit points left and a decent amount of mana as well if he wants to try and blow down all of those peasants. I don't believe Infi even knows about the expansion over here on the bottom left. He doesn't know that he isn't doing nearly as much economic damage, but he doesn't need to know about it at this point. His army is just that much stronger than his opponent that he doesn't have to worry. All right, Priest now out on the field. They have 300 mana, and it looks like, well, for more replays, visit www.replays.net. And if you can navigate a Chinese website, hats off to you. They built it well. Anyways, meanwhile, Mountain King now trying to back off over here. You can see that Mountain King taking a bit of damage. There is a Drunken Brawler hit. 70-point critical strike. That Panda perhaps should be the one having those Claws of Attack plus 6, but I've never seen a Panda really decked out the way Blade Master is, but with Critical Strike, it may be the difference. All right, massive number of priests here. There's a Breath of Fire. Oh, it looks like there's going to be Focus Fire onto some units. Archmage now at level 5, and at an Infi level 5 Archmage. Oh, Scroll of Town Portal now coming through. Scroll of Town Portal teleporting back all the way over here. That's pretty much going to be it. Archmage going to try to run. There's the Breath of Fire, and there is the GG. though losing game number 1 in the series, as Infi plays the short game and makes up a stroke taking the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.